tubers, welcome back to my channel. It is time again for Show Us Your Sheet Load for August. I realized that I had almost forgotten these for this month, but I actually, just to make up for that, I made 2 sets. So I'm not going to show you all 16 cards that I made because it's kind of repetitive. They all kind of look the same. But I'm going to show you what I actually did. So this one is the climber vine flower from this design right here, is the climber vine flower from Alicial. And this paper is an Authentique paper from 2010. So the interesting thing about this is that this is 2 sides of the same paper, and I really liked that, but I wanted them to look sort of the same. So what I eventually basically tried to do, because this paper, you can sort of see it here, it got darker. It was darker on the outside and lighter in the middle. So basically, and I only had 2 pages of it. So basically what I did was I cut the paper for all 8 cards out of the middle of those 2 sheets of paper. So I ended up having to cut the sheets in such a way that I got just enough for the 8 cards. And what that meant was I cut these out first, and then I cut these pieces out second. And what you can't tell is that underneath here, these are not complete strips of paper underneath here. I know they're supposed to be, but they aren't. And so in a lot of places, what I could do is I could cut 2 partial pieces of paper, and then that's one of the ways you can alter this sketch, is if you don't have enough to make a 5 by 2.5 inch or whatever this is piece of paper, cut something so that you can cover it up in the middle, put another piece of paper in the middle, because no one's going to see that. All right? Man on a galloping horse never knows. There you go. And so the other interesting thing I did was, instead of using this piece of the die cut, I used Nouveau drops in mustard to kind of make it just a little different. I don't know what I'm going to use these for. So for right now, they do not have a sentiment across the bottom. I'm just leaving them as they are. So that's one set. What I also find very interesting, though, if you can tell, is that I did do these flowers differently. So in this group, I have this as my outside color, and in this group, I have this as my outside color, even though the colors of the flowers are exactly the same. So you can still alter it even though you're doing the same thing. I love die cutting, and I love paper piecing. So for me, that made a lot of sense. So there's, you can do a lot of things. August is Kathy Racine's Coloring Road Challenge. So my next group of cards, I'm going to put those there, were these guys. And as you can see, I colored these. So the way, and these are thanks cards, as you can tell. So I know exactly what I'm doing for these because there is a card drive that Corin Wiskman is doing, and they're collecting sets of 4 thank you cards. And so this is the Boston Terrier die from Simon Says Stamp. And what I did was I took one of the Arch dies from Sunny Studios. I cut her into that die cut, and then took them out, colored them, and then paper pieced it back in. So as you can tell, not one of my little puppies is exactly the same, but I think they all came out very nice. And then I used Nouveau drops in chocolate fondue, I think it's called. I don't know. Those are Nouveau drops, and these are glossy accents on top of his nose. So it just adds a little pop. But again, I kept them very flat because they're giving them away to hospice caregivers not the hospice patients, but the hospice caregivers for when they're leaving hospice and their patient has died. They give away sets of 4 thank you notes so that they can use those in a little care package to the caregiver after they're done. So I thought that was kind of nice. So someone will be getting those. And I just think I think they all came out nice. And that's what I did with our August Show Us Your Sheet load. So very different looking cards, and yet at the same time also a lot of fun. So I did not forget. There you go. Just remember, if you like this, you can always see what all kinds of people have done with the Show Us Your Sheet load by going to hashtag Show Us Your Sheet load or hashtag SUYSAUG 2021, because that will bring up all the ones for August 2021. It's done by Alicia of Call Me Crafty Alicial here on YouTube. And if you subscribe to her channel, you can download the pattern for this for free. And she'll come up with a new one on September 1st. Very coolness. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you like all of these things. And I hope you enjoy her design team. Thanks again for stopping by. I enjoy all of you too.